Did I smudge my eyeliner? I think it looks okay. Welcome, lazy Sunday gamers. It is I, your host, with the most, the resident spooky boy #1, Corey Blackbird McKnight. Now I'm here to officially welcome you to the Summer of Fane. Now, Fane is officially here and has wasted no time making noise in Warmachine Mark IV. Now, I'm not normally an elf player. I don't like to make a habit of playing elves. And Steamforged Games knew that, and they told me, hey, we think you're gonna like this. We're gonna send you a box, play a couple of games, make a video about it, make 3 videos about it, make as many videos about it as you possibly can. And after that, if you still don't like them, too bad, you've got a bunch of minis. So they sent me the box. This is the Fane of Nyrro Executioner's Toll Command Starter. I don't think we're calling it Command Starter anymore, but it's 30 points. And I've got to say, after playing multiple games with it and taking a good hard look at these minis, I'm both smitten and bitten pretty hard. I might be, if you can't tell, I might be a Fane of Nyrro player now. For those players that are new, maybe you live under a rock somewhere. Maybe you've never heard of Fane of Nyrro. Maybe you live in a crypt. Maybe you wake up late at night and that's when you start your day. And you try to read Warmachine Wednesday, but it's still Tuesday and your internet connection sucks, so you don't really get updated in the morning. For you, and only you, Warmachine is welcoming a whole new army called Fane of Nyrro. They're a fury army under the Dusk faction, which is new for Dusk. These pale sanguinarians ride into battle heavily armored and riding on what can only be described as warbats. Giant friggin' warbats. They employ an entirely new mechanic that we're learning about still called hunger, as well as a few other mechanics. We're going to talk about them in a separate video. But for now, I'll summarize hunger for you. Guy under giant rock. I kill a bunch of things. I gain a bunch of points. Then I pool those points up among my whole army and I use them for extra abilities that I and only I have. And then I kill a whole bunch more things. There's nothing like it in Warmachine. It's breaking a lot of brains right now. Hunger isn't the only original mechanic that Fane of Nyrro is bringing to Mark IV, but again, we're going to talk about that in another video. Today, we're just here to talk about the models. So let's crack open this box and take a good hard look at these Eldritch Deadward Cullens. Hysene, the Executioner. This caster is just so Fane. She probably thinks this video is about her. And to be honest, it is. When you get to see it on the tabletop, it's pretty fucking badass. That sword alone is just, yeah, her model definitely says, I kill things for a living. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, have you seen these heels? And who fights in heels? No other warcaster fights in heels. She's got a big ass sword and she's got heels on. She's like a mixture of Cloud Strife and like David Bowie. Like, that's not cool. I don't know what's cool. I mean, I don't know another warcaster that fights in heels or warlock. Maybe Barnabas, but like, that's just because I've never looked at his feet. Does he wear heels? I've never looked at his feet. That's weird. Do you look at his feet? Stop that. Okay, anyways. Let's move on.
Now, remember before we talked to you about giant friggin' warbats? Well, here they are, folks. Giant frickin' warbats. Let me waste no time and introduce to you the Strigan Rider, probably my favorite model. Now I'm going to use the word Strigan and not Strigon because it seems to take its base term from the word Strigoi or Strigori, which is an old country term meaning, you guessed it, vampire. You'd have to be blind as a bat to notice that the most striking part about this model is its silhouette. Its menacing perch, the way it attacks the tabletop is like nothing else. But what's truly special about this model, if you look very, very closely, you can see the fine details in both the face of the Strigan itself and the rider. And of course, this is where the sculptors really shine, is in these small thoughts and details. They mesmerize you with these big, show-stopping models and then bleed you dry over the details. These details are what truly prove to me that Steamforged Games is not only trying to make a game, but trying to push this game into the realm of model painting glory. Speaking of model painting glory and show-stopping models, let's move on to our next model. Screaming onto the battlefield, the most dynamic pose I have ever seen in Warmachine. All hail Cerberus. Now, it should not be lost on you as a viewer is that my pure ability to clean up models and assemble them neatly is subpar at best. So do not blame that janky wing on Steamforged Games. That is purely me. This model shines. Please, if you have seen a model as dynamic as this on the tabletop, raise your hand, stand up, and then shut up and sit down because this model is absolutely killer, and I will not have slander against Cerberus. This war beast is a killer.
The wings themselves are translucent. Like, that's a detail that I think we all need to pay attention to. They've created these semi-translucent wings. That's how thin the resin has gotten. And it doesn't even feel like resin. Honestly, when I was building this, I thought it was plastic.
I know we're strictly talking about models today, but Cerberus on the tabletop is like everybody's favorite Meatloaf song. It's a bat out of hell and he'll be gone when the morning comes. And when the day is done and the moonlight comes shining through, you're going to be happy you brought him to the table. There are some that say models nowadays are too detailed, that the details have taken away from the art form of painting models, that the spaces are too cluttered up. Well, my friends, those people are going to hate this model. I would love to introduce to you the Sithis Prophet. Oddly enough, this unit attachment probably is the most gothic horror of the models in this box. With its sweeping, spiky imagery, it makes you feel like you're right back at church. Now, that iron halo above its head is a little too close to another property I know about, but it's really hard to play in the gothic horror sandbox without nudging a few other elbows. You can't really copyright the gothic look, can you? If you were looking for proof of contrast between Duskhouse Callus and Dusk Fane of Nyrro, look no further than the infantrymen themselves, the Fane Knights. Once again, I note that I could have cleaned these models up a little bit better before putting them in front of a very expensive camera. Who knew high definition would see so many mistakes? But what's not a mistake is running as many of these models in your army as possible. At Field Allowance 4, you can really load up on these heavy boys. And if I've learned one thing from this steamroller meta, it's mo spooky, mo better. Isn't that right, Grimkin? So load up while you have the chance.
And that's all the models we have for you today. I hope that my opinion and the cool cinematic shots we got of these models really help push you over the edge and inspire you to start a new army. Maybe start this army. Now, the Executioner's Toolbox, which is basically command starter. I don't think we're using that terminology anymore, but to me, it's a command starter. It's 30 points that you can get immediately on the table, which is what's important to me. 30 points that you can play immediately. This army shines much brighter at a higher point level. You get more hunger farming, but there's still a lot of fun to play. So get out there and try them out and play them. Now, at the very least, maybe this video gets you to try playing more Warmachine. Maybe you can show these videos to hype up a friend of yours. Go out, get them to play the game, get them to buy some of the models, maybe these models, you know? Share this video with them, get them to subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things to help this channel grow. We can grow this game one player at a time. It's what makes this game truly special. Now, I'm Corey from Lazy Sunday Gaming. I turn a few lights on in here and try to scrub this eyeliner off my face. But for you, maybe try hard tomorrow. I'll see you next time.